What's going on, guys? It's your boy Darius. So we're going to be talking about the concept of Maya, the Maya of reality. Now, first of all, what is Maya? Maya is the play of existence playing with itself. And what is existence doing? Existence is everything and it is nothing. But it is playing the individual that is believing that it is finding itself to be existence, but the whole time it was existence. So with that concept, let's get to you. Where are you in this? What you are right now is an individual, and you have got identified with the concept of I am the body. I am a person. And with that belief, with your attention focusing on that, it gives you the experience that you are limited, which then makes you feel like you will die. But you know deep down that you can't die because you are existence itself. That is why there is this desire to go find yourself, so then you can experience that oneness, that limitless feeling, so you don't believe this idea that you're gonna die. Okay? So that is really the nutshell of what is the Maya. Now, how can we be able to gracefully go through this while also being able to understand this? Because I remember practicing and I didn't have too much grace. A little bit, I had some grace, but still there was a lot of headache of going, I want to find myself. I feel like it's taking a long time, and I really want this. And so what can we be able to do to soothe that? Or you could be on the other side of, I simply don't know what's going on. I can't find myself. I feel like I'm in illusion, and I'm so stuck with this ego. Okay? So So, what we could be able to do to, first, let's talk about being able to find yourself without feeling like you're stuck in the ego. First of all, we want to be able to make this declaration, not affirmation. Affirmation is like, sooner or later I will become it. No, it's a declaration, it's a fact. You are consciousness. Or you could say, you are awareness. That is what it is. Okay? And in my last video, I said that you have attention. And wherever your attention goes, that's what you experience. So there is awareness already here. There is the body already here. There is the brain already here. And there is the mind that's apparently here. Wherever you put your attention at, that's what you experience. Whatever you don't put your attention at, that's not real for you. Doesn't make it not real. If I close my eyes and choose to meditate, at that time, the world doesn't exist. 7-Eleven doesn't exist. And so, what does that show? It shows that wherever you put your attention at, that's what you experience. So if you put your attention onto a consciousness will reveal itself. There's no finding something. You're not finding nothing. All you're doing is placing your attention to it. You see, just look. Maybe not there, just look. But if I look there, then I won't be able to see that. So choose to focus on consciousness. Now we got that settled. How can we be able to focus on consciousness? This is when we implement practices. One simple practice, you can do many different practices. We have Muji, we have Rupert, I remember saying it, Robert. We have many of these non-dual teachers, and they say it in different ways. But one basic practice that comes from probably the best master in non-duality, Ramana Maharshi, he says this: ask yourself, who am I? Once you ask that, then you want to ask, to whom does that thought come to? Now, that's really what you need. But to be able to give you some grace and also to be able to speed up the process, do this. Once you have asked those two questions, what's going to happen is you're going to start experiencing this feeling that it's me that's experiencing this. Good. You want to be able to rest in that feeling. But you're probably asking, how do I rest in that feeling? What you want to do is ask yourself, could you allow yourself to be? Would you allow yourself to be? When would you allow yourself to be? That right there is not only going to get you a straight shot to understanding that you are consciousness, you're going to get to the highest levels of awareness just by doing that practice. Now, before we get into the second problem that we could have, do this, please. Have a balance. I am a great example of what not to do. I did this practice for almost 10 hours a day, okay? I want you to understand what the pain caused to me. 10 hours a day of asking myself, who am I? It didn't matter if I was sitting down, didn't matter if I was walking, didn't matter if I was talking, didn't matter if I was doing anything. All I was doing was that. And what happened is that since I was putting my attention onto that, putting all my energy to that, I broke through almost all identities, recognized that I'm awareness. But what happened is that there was no balance, which then my identity world became to shit. Because if you go to the chakras, which is very real, by the way, because the collective thinks that it's mystical, it's wishy-washy. It's not wishy-washy. Promise you. Acupressure, people that do acupressure, neuroscience, I think, science has proven to the point where there is chakras. So first, there is the root chakra, which means stable, being safe, being grounded. And so doing the who am I practice works on the third eye, works on perception, and pretty much works on the crown chakra. But as we have always noticed, that in order for you to be able to have a long-lasting thing that thrives, for an example, like a building, you don't work on the top. You work on the bottom. Build a solid base. That solid base, if it's strong, you will be able to build it up. And when it's time to work on the highest build, like the highest top, it will work good. So I did this. My awareness expanded. I felt like I was a being. I didn't feel like I was human. I literally felt like I was like a spirit. I want you to understand how scary that is. I lost my humanity. Even though my body was here, I was not connected to my body. And so, my root chakra was pretty much closed. My sacral chakra was getting to close. My willpower chakra was just not good, and everything else was pretty not good except the higher chakras. And so, what I'm saying is have a balance. One thing that you could be able to do the practice that I gave you. You don't need anything else. You don't need no sashtang. You don't need any practice, even though that will help. But the point is that do it in the morning for, if you're serious about this, 30 minutes. Night, 30 minutes. Do that for a year. You're going to experience what you want to experience. Don't be so obsessed with it. That will help you. Second problem. The second problem is that, wait, let me see. So we talked about how we feel like we're the ego, but then also we are consciousness. That's everything and nothing. Okay. Okay. So we are consciousness. Okay? So if you're able to understand that you are consciousness playing as an individual, the individual is still Maya. It is still a play. But you have to understand that it is also very real. Okay? This doesn't seem like it's like what I'm talking about. So I might just end it off here. What you got right now, what I gave you is good enough. But just understand that if you feel like you need to go to consciousness or you need to become consciousness, there's no becoming. You already are. Even if you feel like you're not, you are. Let me ask you a question. Could you allow yourself the possibility that you are consciousness even if you feel like or know it's not true? Would you allow yourself the possibility that you are consciousness even if you feel like or know it's not true? When would you allow yourself the possibility that you are consciousness even if you feel like or know it's not true? That right there will really help you. It's getting into the assumption that you already are, but since I am a master, I'm able to mix all the things that I learned to really be able to ingrain what you want and become that thing. And once you become the thing, you're going to end up manifesting it. So that will really help. Use that. If you have any comments, please let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you just have any things you want to share, let me know. I have a one-on-one consulting. It's a free training, like a free call. And press the link in the description, and we'll see where we go from there. So thank you guys, and yeah.